Welcome back everyone, and this time it's for UFC Vegas 80, DAWSON vs Green. As usual, we've got a main card and a prelim card. The prelim card got 6 fights and the main card got 5 fights. The first fight of the prelim card takes place in the women's flyweight division, and it is Montana De La Rosa taking on JJ Aldrich. I don't know both fighters very well, so I'm going to be short on this one and say that JJ Aldrich is going to pick up the win. Since I don't know the fighters, I'm going to say maybe a knockout win for JJ Aldrich on this one. A knockout win. I don't know. A knockout win in the third round. Next, we go to the men's flyweight division as Nate Maness takes on Mateus Mendonça. Nate Maness last fought, almost a year ago. And as for Mateus Mendonça, he fought in January of 2023, so not the most sharp and active fighters. Still, since he was undefeated prior joining the UFC, I'm gonna predict Mateus Mendonça to get the win by decision. Next, we go to the strawweight division as Vanessa Demopoulos takes on Kanako Murata. Kanako Murata last fought, it was July 2021, so more than 2 years ago, and now making a return to the company against I would not say sharp, but active fighter for sure. She fought back in May, speaking of Vanessa Demopoulos. So for this one, it's kind of tough, because I think Vanessa Demopoulos only lost by decision wins, by decision. So I'm gonna say, since Kanako Murata is a pretty important favorite, that Kanako Murata is going to get the win, probably by decision. Next, in the men's bantamweight division, we've got Auri Quilling taking on Johnny Munoz. Both fighters come from losses, so I'm gonna predict Auri Quilling to get the win, probably by decision. It seems obvious. I think they are on the same level, maybe not the same fighting record, but I feel like they are on the same level right now. Next, we go back to the women's strawweight division, or just the strawweight division, as 15th ranked Karolina Kowalkiewicz takes on Diana Belbita. I think Karolina Kowalkiewicz won her last fight, that's correct, and since then she's been ranked at the top 15. As for Diana Belbita, I think she also won her last fight, and it was back in July. So this fight might be for a higher ranked position in the division. And for this one, I'm gonna predict Diana Belbita to get the win by decision. Once again, maybe submission, but I don't see a knockout of Karolina Kowalkiewicz or a knockout of Diana Belbita. Next, we move now to the light heavyweight division, the 205 pound division, as Felipe Lins takes on Ion Cutelaba. I've spoke before about Ion Cutelaba, how he's just a savage man, really going for the win, no matter what happens. He has 17 wins and 14 wins coming out of being finishes and coming from the first round. So his finish rate is 100% in the first round. So you have to survive the first round and maybe have a chance to get the win at the end. As for Philippe Lins, he has I would say pretty similar record. At some wins, some losses, but not as impressive as Ion Cutelaba. So I'm going to predict Ion Cutelaba to get the win. And maybe this is a ranked matchup, say a ranked fight. The one winning, getting close, if not in the top 15 of the division. With that said, we now move on to the main card. The first fight of the night takes place in the featherweight division, the men's featherweight division, as Alexander Hernandez takes on Bill Argeo. I'm gonna root straight up for Alexander Hernandez. I don't think he's been on a roll, I would say, but he won his last fight back in February. So, against a very tough veteran, Jim Miller. As for Bill Algeo, I think he also won earlier this year, but I'm not impressed by Bill Algeo, actually. So, I guess we'll see, but in my mind, it is going to be Alexander Hernandez getting the win, probably by decision, but I will not refuse a finish if it happens. Next, we move to the lightweight division as Drew Dober takes on Ricky Glenn. I don't know at all Ricky Glenn. I see that he fought before in the UFC against Christian Giagos, something like that, and he lost in the first round, so not really good to go in a fight against a former top 15 opponent, top 15 ranked opponent, as that has, because it's still the case, he's still fighting Drew Dober, a legend, 19 wins by finishes out of 26 wins, career wins, not a lot. And yes, he did lose to Matt Frevola in the first round too, but it was against Matt Frevola, a really ranked fighter, tough fighter. So it's no-brainer to me, and it's no-brainer to the betting odds, so the people who bet that Drew Dober is going to get the win, and it's probably going to be a finish. I would probably personally put some money, maybe not, but in my mind, Drew Dober is going to get the win by submission or knockout. Next, we move on to the welterweight division. Oh, this one is interesting. We've got Alex Morono taking on Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley is known to be a middleweight more than a welterweight. Still, he fought sometimes, I guess, in the welterweight division. So he's not unknown to the division. I think he fought Kevin Holland in the welterweight division. As for a prediction, I'm going to say that this one is tough, but I'm going to say that Joaquin Buckley, is going to get the win by knockout, for sure. I believe he has what it takes to get the win in this matchup. Next, we now move on to the 185-pound division, the middleweight division, as Joe Pyfer takes on, what is his name? Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. I think I heard this name before. Yeah, he won in January of this year too, and he has a impressive record. 12 knockout wins, 11 first round finishes. That's insane. That's a 100% finish rate and almost a 100% first round finish rate. That's crazy. He lost only once. He lost once to Joaquin Buckley, like I said, in the middleweight division, and some others, like back in 2020. So it was really a long time ago. So for this one, I'm gonna go with Joe Pyfer anyway. He's a massive favorite. Important favorite in the betting odds. And still, I believe he has the skills to get the win against most people in the middleweight division. Yes, it's only his third fight in the UFC, because he was in the Dana White Contender Series. Still, he's not tremendously impressive, but he is impressive for sure. And now, we are here to the main event, a 5-round fight taking place in the lightweight division. Yeah, we go back to the lightweight division, and it is 10th ranked Grant Dawson taking on Bobby Green. Bobby Green is a former top 15 ranked fighter in the lightweight division, but his spot was taken by, I don't think it was Drew Dober, but someone else maybe. So for his career, I would say it's pretty impressive. He has a veteran career ahead of him. He won his last fight by a incredible last seconds submission win over Tony Ferguson, that you all know, of course, if you are familiar with MMA and the UFC. But now that he is facing a very tough Grant Dawson, I don't think he's going to win at all. And it's not against him. I respect his career. I respect the fact that he was a top 15. And I respect that Bobby Green is a UFC fighter. There's no disrespect of me saying that I don't think he's good enough. Because I think the loss that Dawson had, the only one loss that Dawson has on his record, was before the UFC. So since he joined the UFC, he's been undefeated. I think there's a draw or something like that, but a draw is a draw, it's not a defeat. So undefeated since joining the UFC, maybe? Or am I saying something stupid that I'm going to regret? I don't know. His last fight, yeah. Two submissions. The last 3 fights of Grant Dawson are 2 submission wins and a unanimous decision back in July. So yeah, I believe he's going to get the win by submission once again, and move up the rankings of the lightweight division. And that's it for UFC Vegas 80. I leave you there. Until next time.